We hate to see good people go through difficult times, as is the case with Michael J. Fox. Let's take a look at his life and career to gain a deeper understanding of the troubles he has faced and how he manages to maintain his famous optimism through it all. Can you imagine Family Ties without Michael J. Fox? Back to the Future? Well, he almost got iced out of both pivotal roles. Family Ties producer Gary David Goldberg did not like Fox's audition and offered Matthew Broderick the role of Alex P. Keaton. But as Goldberg told the interviews, Broderick refused to move to Los Angeles.
I think Matthew got a sense of just what other opportunities were out for him in New York, didn't want to come to California, and Mike Fox was the next guy I saw.
Thankfully, casting director Judith Weiner persuaded Goldberg to bring Fox back for another audition. Back to the Future producer Bob Gale told People that Fox was not initially cast because he was needed on Family Ties during Meredith Baxter's maternity leave. Filming started with Eric Stoltz in the role of Marty McFly, but the director wasn't happy with his portrayal and brought in Fox to replace him.
Gary said I could do it as long as I did Family Ties in the daytime. Just showed up regularly and did my work, and then said I could do it at night.
With the success of these roles, Fox almost got caught in the rat race. He told the New York Times he wanted to be a, quote, rock star, saying, "That's what I thought being famous was. I was kind of an idiot. I'd be riding in a limo with my head out the sunroof and a beer in each hand, thinking, who expected this success from me?"
Get out of town. I didn't know you did anything creative.
The actor saw his fame as a matter of luck, saying, "I was comfortable with the idea that I had won the lottery, and that made me less respectful of what talent I had." Fate stepped in to separate Fox from the trappings of fame when he was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a neurodegenerative disorder leading to loss of motor skills, in 1991, just as he was being solidified as a box office superstar. He did not publicly reveal the diagnosis until he opened up about it to People in 1998. In hindsight, he views Parkinson's as a blessing because it, quote, got his head in the game. Being diagnosed with the disease in the prime of his life changed his outlook on everything. And as the Canadian-born actor told the New York Times, it made him realize, quote, there are bigger things than being a rock star.
And I really worried about it, but then I went online and I went to some Parkinson's chat rooms and I saw the reaction of people. And it was the first time I realized I was part of a community, and I kind of went, wow.
Fox says he went through a deep depression following his diagnosis, which drove him to drinking heavily. The actor recalled to Howard Stern, "I used to drink to party, but now I was drinking alone, and every day." Fox told the New York Times he made some ill-thought-out personal and professional decisions in the wake of his diagnosis, but that he finally came to accept and understand the reality of it in 1994, saying, "That's when I started to accept the disease, and acceptance doesn't mean resignation. It means understanding and dealing straightforwardly." There was also a force for good in his life steering him in the right direction. His on-screen girlfriend from Family Ties, Tracy Pollan, who is now his wife. Fox revealed in his 2020 memoir, No Time Like the Future, that one of their oldest son's earliest memories included, quote, going to the fridge to get me beers. Pollan looked at Fox in his messy state and asked, "Is this what you want?"
All I had to do was put it in context of my family. I had a young son and I was married, and I didn't want to screw that up.
That view from the outside is what it took for him to stop drinking and look forward toward the future. When the 5-time Primetime Emmy winner started having real difficulty with movement on the set of Spin City in 1999, he knew it was time to exit stage right. But Fox didn't drop this news on his fellow producers out of the blue. According to People, both DreamWorks' Jeffrey Katzenberg and ABC president Bob Iger knew about Fox's Parkinson's before the show began, and completely understood there was a distinct possibility they would need to cast a new lead for the show.
I don't know how much time I really have to work in front of the camera anymore, so I could do a 6-year run maybe of a show, really enjoy myself.
When that time came, Charlie Sheen was hired to replace Fox as a different character, Charlie Crawford, on the sitcom. For the first 2 years of Spin City, Fox kept mum about his diagnosis other than to those few friends and associates who needed to know. During the show's 3rd season, he went public about having Parkinson's. The following season, he announced plans to exit the show as an actor. Fox stayed on as an executive producer and made guest appearances until the series went off the air in 2002. Upon leaving Spin City, Fox has done quite a few voiceover roles in animated feature films like the Stuart Little and Homeward Bound franchises. he has also been cast in several guest starring roles on television, even receiving a few Emmy nominations for Outstanding Guest Actor. Parkinson's is serious business, and Michael J. Fox has been willing to try whatever might work to reduce his symptoms.
As I began to understand what research might promise for the future, I became hopeful that I would not face the terrible suffering so many with Parkinson's endure.
He had brain surgery in March 1998, the year he revealed his diagnosis to the world. It was a thalamotomy to reduce tremors, and the surgery was performed while he was awake and interacting with the doctor. The actor told People, "They did something once that slurred my speech, and I thought, oh man, you're messing with my brain. It's freaking me out." But the procedure wound up successfully reducing Fox's tremors. More recently, Fox had spinal surgery to remove a benign spinal cord tumor, unrelated to Parkinson's, that was interfering with his ability to feel and move his legs. He began falling and couldn't discern what was caused by Parkinson's and what was due to the tumor. As he explained to People, "I was heading for paralysis if I didn't get it operated on." After his April 2018 spinal surgery, Fox followed a tough path toward healing. Unable to walk, with medical aids alongside him 24 hours a day, he started to lose the optimism for which he is famous.
I found myself really questioning this kind of lifelong dedication to optimism.
Then, while still recovering from surgery, Fox suffered a fall in his kitchen. He fractured his arm, requiring 19 pins and a plate to heal.
I had to get the phone and make it. That was all complicated. I made a call and got an ambulance on its way. And I sat under the phone on the floor waiting for the ambulance.
When speaking with Dennis Leary at the Tribeca Film Festival in 2018, Fox admitted his outlook became bleak, saying, "I was the guy who made lemonade out of lemons, but I was out of the lemonade business. I couldn't do that." Even now, more than 2 years later and after intense physical therapy, he doesn't have the movement he did before his spinal tumor appeared. Fox told the New York Times, "I envy 90-year-old men with canes who can move briskly. I'll think, that son of a can move?" In November 2020, he revealed to People that writing has become his main outlet, and he's fine with that because he likes doing it.
When you have gratitude, optimism is sustainable because you keep coming back to your gratitude.
When the New York Times calls you the most credible voice on Parkinson's research in the world, you know you're doing something right. Indeed, Michael J. Fox is determined to help others avoid the suffering he has endured, and he remains hopeful that a cure for Parkinson's will be discovered.
And I wish I wasn't in this situation, but it's been one of the great gifts of my life that I've been in the position to try to find an answer.
An avid proponent of stem cell research, he doesn't mind getting political when necessary in the name of medical analysis. He testified before Congress to help secure funding for exploration of the disease, and he has gone so far as to endorse candidates who strongly support stem cell research, and appeared in a 2006 campaign spot for Claire McCaskill. As the Washington Post noted, Fox's body movements in the commercial caused many right-leaning pundits like Rush Limbaugh to accuse Fox of faking his symptoms. Fox told ABC News that he anticipated the ad would get a response, but didn't expect that take. His commitment to Parkinson's research is inspiring, and he started an organization, the Michael J. Fox Foundation for Parkinson's Research, to pursue education and research on the disease. The organization is conducting a landmark study of biological markers linked to Parkinson's, and his charitable work in this regard led him to the title of one of Time's 100 people whose power, talent, or moral example is transforming the world in 2007. In No Time Like the Future, Michael J. Fox shares he is planning a second and perhaps final retirement from acting due to health issues. Beyond the physical toll Parkinson's has taken on his body, he also revealed to People that his, quote, short-term memory is shot. Because of this, he has trouble memorizing lines. That same month, he showed up in a Lil Nas X video warning Nas not to visit 2020 while traveling through time, a primo intersection of generations of pop culture. He also released his fourth memoir, the aforementioned No Time Like the Future, An Optimist Considers Mortality, in November 2020. In it, he writes, "In fairness to myself and to producers, directors, editors, and poor beleaguered script supervisors, not to mention actors who enjoy a little pace, I enter a second retirement. That could change, because everything changes. But if this is the end of my acting career, so be it." Fox might be down, but we wouldn't count him out just yet. As The Hollywood Reporter noted, when Family Ties producer Brandon Tartikoff said Fox was too short and didn't have the kind of face that would go in a lunchbox, that remark came back to bite him. After the success of Back to the Future, Fox sent Tartikoff a note that read, "Brandon, they wanted me to put a crow in here, but love and kisses, Michael J." The note was accompanied by a lunchbox with Fox's likeness on it. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebs are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.